I could never have
Y'all,
imagined
this is my
living these
local
days
park.
back in the Bay Area.
Like,
So for that, I really, really, really
what is
owe
my
it
life right
to
now?
Mexico City. I'm so
It's
grateful
so
for
beautiful
my
and
time here so
serene.
far, you guys. And
Ah,
I have like,
I love
I'm
it
just,
here.
I'm really.
Hi, my name is Farida, and I talk to Black women about living a life of ease through remote work and travel. Today, I'm going to be talking about Pearson. Pearson has been a huge, huge blessing for me in my life as I have tried to build up my resume as a remote worker and had periods of time where I needed extra income and I wanted to do things like travel or buy things for the kids, and I needed that extra money to make those things happen. And so Pearson has been awesome. I have also helped two friends work for Pearson. One was a younger mother who had her first child and she wanted to stay home, and she was able to work with Pearson, um, and she was able to be with her child, remotely score papers using the rubric and, make some good money. And the second was an older friend who, just needed some money to make ends meet and really, really needed the money fast. And the thing I love about Pearson is you get in, you score, you get paid quickly, and, they're not taking their time about your money. So, it's just been a wonderful, wonderful ride. Not only has it helped me, I was able to help other women who really needed the income. And just being of service to others just makes me feel good. And them having a smile on their face and just being so happy that there's something they could do to bridge that gap, whatever that gap was. It just makes you feel good, like, you've done your job. You have been of service. So let's get into it. Let's talk about Pearson. The requirements for Pearson are pretty simple. All you need is to have a bachelor's degree. Most of the women in my friends group do have that basic bachelor's degree, whether it's in criminal justice or business or education. It really kind of doesn't matter with Pearson. They'll accept any bachelor's degree, and that's a good starting point. Of course, you have to be legally authorized to work in the US. They do not sponsor visas, so that is a no-go if you are not a resident or citizen, at least not from our end here in the US. And they are an international company, but all I know about is Pearson remote scoring here in the US. You have to have a decent computer with, some fast Wi-Fi speeds so that you can score these papers and submit them without any lag time. That's about it. It's very simple, very easy. Just keep applying. Anytime you see a Pearson remote position pop up, apply for it. Go to their website, apply for it. Eventually, your name will be called and they will want you to do a job. All right, so the benefits of working for Pearson as a Black woman, as a mother, as a busy person, as someone who likes to travel. Here we go. Here are my benefits. Number one, you can work from anywhere. And that's the difference between Pearson and a lot of other jobs. A lot of other jobs is you're working remote, but you need to be at home. You need to be at an at-home office, and you cannot leave the US. With Pearson, I've never had a problem working from any location on the globe. I'm gonna be going to Barbados in a month, God willing, and I'm taking my laptop with me. I have a Pearson job coming up, and I'm gonna get some hours and do some double dipping while I'm in Barbados. So with my full-time job, that is not the case, unfortunately. With my full-time counseling job, it is remote, but you cannot leave the country. You have to stay in the US. So although I have done some remote work from other locations, California is the first thing that comes to mind, Florida. I have never left the US with my full-time job because I do not want to risk it. But with Pearson, you log in, you do your work. As long as you have Wi-Fi speeds, you're good to go. You get paid very regularly, and they'll call you up or email or text you for the next job. So it's really, really convenient for the digital nomad. All right, number 2, it's seasonal. So I love that it's seasonal because usually I don't want to be doing these scoring jobs all year around. I want to do it, a couple of times a year when I need some extra money for travel or plans or events, or if I'm planning a party for my kids or whatever it is, I want to have that extra income, and I don't necessarily want to dip into my savings. So Pearson is great because, those jobs correspond with state testing times, and those state testing times are usually like November, December, and then we've got the April, May, early June times. So it's just perfect, if you want a good work-life balance, if you want to make money and then take a rest, take a break until the next season of testing comes, Pearson is perfect for you. Number 3, it's low stress, independent work, no meetings, no having to request vacation. For me, I hate having to ask for vacation time. That is so weird to me. Like, I'm asking your permission to live my life. I'm a grown-up. I hate it. It's so ghetto to me. So the fact that with Pearson, if you're going to be on vacation and you don't want to accept the job, you just don't take it. If you want to work a little bit while you're on vacation, you can take it and work. But you have the ultimate choice and the ultimate freedom. No meetings that could have been an email. It's just pure work. When you're tired, log off, tackle it another day or later on that night. You feel like you are in control of your own destiny, which of course is not true. You never really are, but just having that level of freedom to make your own decision about when you want to work is really nice. Number 4, I mentioned this before, but the extra income is amazing, and just being able to help other women is just so good. Like, when I'm, in there making extra money, I can, text some of my friends or one of my buddies and say, hey, get in there. They are hiring, jump in, time for some shenanigans. Let's go. And we are just in there making our money. And, sometimes, you could be doing a little adjunct professorship, teaching the young adults of the community college. And while they're taking their test that's 2-3 hours, or they're writing an essay that's going to take 45 minutes, you jump onto Pearson, log in, room is quiet, and then double dipping. It's so good. I love double dipping. So double dipping, the extra income, if you're making $40 an hour with the adjunct professor role, and then you're making $20 an hour with Pearson, you're like, I'm making $60 an hour. Yeah. So it's really nice. Also, this job will help you build your remote work portfolio and resume. As you're looking for bigger and better jobs that the pay is a little bit more impressive, you've got this on your resume and they know, okay, this person can work independently. This person's no stranger to remote work. They've got the setup. They have the, laptop requirements, Wi-Fi requirements, and they know how to, follow guidelines. There is a there is a training before every Pearson job, and at the end of the training, you have to take a test that shows that you know how to correctly calibrate yourself and score these papers. And, a lot of people have problems with the test. Some of my buddies were like, I can't pass the test. I can't do it. It's just too hard. And da 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 da. And that's the beauty. Like, oh, I've done that before. Let me give you these pointers and help you pass the test. Let me do this for you. Let me give you this little keyword, key phrases, key things to look out for. And they're like, yay, I passed my test. Thank you. So yeah, as long as you can meet those requirements, put it on your resume. I have the ability to calibrate to the company's standards and score remotely accordingly. That's what people are looking for. Can you calibrate yourself? Can you pass the trainings? Yeah, and then finally, it's wonderful. Pearson is wonderful for your mental health. Even as a remote worker, sometimes in my full-time job, the stress of the pressure of the manager who wants to make certain, who wants to have certain benchmarks for success and raises. And I even remember one time, one manager telling me, be very careful when you write your mid-year review because, this is going to tie directly to your raise and da-da-da-da. And I want you to be very careful how you answer these questions. And I took those questions, wrote my answers the next day very briefly and sent it in because you are not going to stress me, lady. Even though you keep trying, you're not going to stress me. All right. It's not happening. All right. So, and then she looked at the mid-year review and she was like, oh, okay. Okay. And guess what? Everybody got the same raise. It's not that deep. So at the end of the day, a lot of times, even these remote companies can try to put that pressure on you and try to really stress you out, which is not good for my mental health. But Pearson, the only stressful thing really is passing that calibration test and making sure you're ready to go. After you pass the training, you're good to go. Take your time, read the papers, score carefully, and get into that rhythm, and then keep going, and they will call you back. As long as you don't do any funny business, they'll keep you forever. I have been working with Pearson since 2015. So, hey, 10 years. Awesome. So, solid company, solid remote work, and a nice resume builder for your life of ease and for remote work. All right, that's it for me for today. Thank you so much for listening, and talk to you next time.